Vikings trying to overcome that stifling Vikings defense. Early in the first quarter, no score. J.J. McCarthy hands it off to Aaron Jones, who runs it in for the touchdown. Vikings with an early 7-0 lead. Just over 8 minutes left in the third quarter. Lamar Jackson hands it off to Justice Hill, who takes it up the middle for the touchdown. Ravens now lead 19-10. Jackson again rolls to his right, finds Mark Andrews in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Ravens win it 27-19. John Harbaugh after the win.
They made it tough on you, so it was going to be a grinder type of a game, especially in this environment. So I think both sides of the ball did a great job of handling the grind of the schemes and the good players that they have, and also the environment of the sound and all that. So I'm proud of that.
Just practicing hard. Trying to get better in practice. It starts in practice, and it translates to the field. On Sundays, or Mondays, or whenever we play. There's still a lot of ball left. You got to stay locked in. Can't be complacent and nothing like that. We got to stay locked in.
Some things we did to ourselves. Defense kept us in it all day long by their battle against a really, really good offense. But lose the turnover battle 3-0 and the penalty situation, which we've got to get fixed immediately.
I take full responsibility for the pre-snap, procedural penalties. We got 3 turnovers and just, too many things that, don't set us up for success, when the clock hits 0. So we just got to go back to work, watch this film, and, really clean up all the little things, because that's what hurt us today.
Herm Edwards, Amina Smith here with you at the top of the hour. Go ahead, because I know you already.
This whole Baltimore Ravens thing is a head scratcher for me.
A little bit.
Because when you think about it, 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, right? They're sitting there at 1-5.
Right.
And I'm going, they're done. They can't win this division. They're done. They've won 3 in a row.
Yep.
Now they're 1 game behind the Pittsburgh Steelers. Lamar Jackson is back, who gives this team energy and hope. And now they look completely different. Their defense is playing better. They just look like a different football team. In the beginning of the season, you're going, is that the Baltimore Ravens team that I'm watching play right now? They're a whole entirely different team, and they have no division losses.
Yeah, 4-5, and now second in the AFC North. And just like you mentioned, just a couple of weeks ago, they were 1-5. Everybody's like, is this team a playoff team?
Yeah.
How much of a playoff team are they with Lamar Jackson at the helm right now?
Well, they continue to get better. And what I like, we know when Lamar gets there, he's going to give them energy, the offense, but the defense has improved. This was a shoddy defense. I mean, 4 weeks ago, when you watched this defense, you said, this ain't the Baltimore Ravens defense. Are you kidding me? And then they kind of found their way, and now all of a sudden they got things together. Lamar is there, and everything is good in Baltimore again.
It felt like an uphill battle a couple of weeks ago. Everybody was looking. It was like, I don't know if this Baltimore team is going to make the playoffs. And now they're sitting at 4-5, just like I said, and right behind the Pittsburgh Steelers. All right, let's take a look at the action from the Commanders and the Lions. Take it to the first quarter. Lions up 7-3. 3rd and 7 from the Commanders, 9. Jared Goff finds Amon-Ra St. Brown in the middle. Brown reaches in the end zone. That's a touchdown. Got a little bit of chance in there. Oh, look, Commanders fans are like, oh, boy, we know how this is going to end. Commanders fans going through it. Under 10 minutes left in the second quarter. Jahmyr Gibbs breaks a tackle, and he goes wide right. Gibbs facing contact. He's in for the touchdown. After the touchdown, Jerron Payne slugs St. Brown after a verbal exchange right there. Payne immediately ejected from the game. And, Coach, I know you don't like that.
What are we doing?
Ridiculous. Early third quarter, Lions up. Commanders trying to get something going. Goff quickly gets the pass down the middle. Williams in for the touchdown. Lions go on to win the game 44-22. All right, new on Sports Center. Let's hear from Dan Campbell after the win.
Okay, how's it going? Good. Good to see our guys respond. I'm not surprised. I knew they'd be ready to go. That's just what they do. We got the right guys, man. They, you could feel it all week. Just the intensity, the focus. They wanted to get back in the win column. Cleaned a lot of little things up. Defensively to handle the tempo that they had and played with over there. That's not easy if you don't see that all the time. They do, a lot of different things, man. They're under center, they're in the gun. Mariota can run, the RPO, the boot, then back to under center, and then you get in heavy, and they run the keepers, then the wide zone, then the gap. So anyway, and all of that is really kind of on the ball. So, I thought we handled it pretty well. I really did. So it was good. Offensively, Goff was outstanding. I mean, there was really nobody that didn't play at a high level right now that I can think of. I mean, I thought J-Mo showed up, man, St. Brown, Gibbs, obviously, Laporta. That whole line, man, stepped up. Got us the run game going, protected Goff. That was great, man. It was good to see. You know, Yodi stepped in there, and we didn't miss a beat, man. He brings us a level of consistency. So fired up there. Special teams was better. You know, I know we got hit on one, but we were much better across the board, and that's much more our style of football. So proud of the guys. Good win. I can't see. I can't see anymore.
But you talked about some changes coming. I mean, just talk about the period as if you were calling players. What was the mindset behind changing things up, and what are you calling the plays?
Yeah, you know, it was just let's try something a little different, right? You know, and look, I know what I want to do. I know how I want to do it. Now, that being said, this is a collaborative effort now. I mean, I was taking input from John Morton that whole time and the other coaches. So, hey, man, what do you think here? Third down. All right, we get into this. 3rd and 7 plus, blah, 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 blah. All right, where are we at? Give me this. So this is, man, this is all encompassing. You know, man, we all work together. Coaches did a hell of a job. But I just wanted to change it up a little bit. You know, let's just see if you know, maybe a different play caller can you know, maybe get us a little rhythm. That's all. And it honestly is nothing more than that. You know, I know you're probably going to want to ask questions about, well, what about this, or I heard this. It's not that. This was a change. We made a change. It was good for today.
When did you decide to make that change? And what was that conversation like with John?
Yeah, it was last week. You know, really, whatever, after the game, day after the game, and look, it was honest. It was he and I, and we were good. And it's like I told him, man, I need you. You know, I need you, and but I feel like, you know, this is something that I'm going to do. And listen, John Morton's all team, man. That's all he cares about. He just wants to win. He wants to be a part of it. He wants to help where he can, and he was outstanding today. And he's done nothing. He's a grinder. He's a worker, and he just tries to help and give you anything that you can possibly need for the game. So it was, you know, look, if you're him, of course it probably doesn't feel too good. But he's also, man, he's a pro, and he understands everything. And so we move on. And there was no guarantee that anything was going to change today. But, you know, look, the guys did a hell of a job. Our players were outstanding today.
All right, new on SportsCenter, Lions QB Jared Goff at the podium.
He was great, and I love that we just kept coming back to him and giving him more ops to get the ball. And he was locked in. He was really locked in all week in practice, and has been all year, honestly. And to see him have a game where it pops like that's fun.
How dangerous can he be on those crossers?
Pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really dangerous, right? Like, he's one of the fastest guys in the league, and get him in space, you know, it's like it's a cheat code going down the sideline. And yeah, we want to try to do that as much as possible.
Obviously, a different voice in your headset today. How did you feel the offense was different with getting calling plays?
Yeah, I thought he did a great job. I really did. I thought, you know, it's hard, certainly in your first time doing it. Since that first year, you know, it's been a long time since he's done it, and I thought he did a great job getting the plays in on time, getting the personnels in, switching up the tempos. He was great.
What about the offensive line? Obviously, wasn't up to their standard last week to come
Yeah.
back. No tackles for loss, no sacks for you. Only 5 times today. And
Yeah, they were great. They were really great, and I think it started early. You could feel them leaning on those guys early in the run game, and then that kind of leads to everything else. And those guys have a lot of pride and wanted to play really well today and did a good job.
What does it say about Dan's finger on the pulse of this team to not only make that tough change, but to come out and have it look the way it did today?
Yeah, he knows, man. I've been saying it for years. He's not just this rah-rah guy. He's extremely smart and has a very good feel for people and players and obviously our team. And yeah, I thought he did a great job.
When did he tell you that change was happening this last week?
When did he tell you guys it was happening?
Today.
When did he tell you guys? He told me, I guess, would be my question. I knew early in the week.
Yeah.
Yep.
Was the week any different with the process of putting
No,
together?
exactly the same. Honestly, everything remained the same, and I think you got to give Johnny a ton of credit for handling it the way he handled it as a veteran coach and a guy who has shown to have no ego over and over. Like to have that happen and for him to not miss a beat in game planning and helping me and the pass game and the whole thing was really cool and impressive by him. And it all worked really well together this week.
How about Jared Goff? Let me make sure we're all on the same page here first before I say anything. It's never easy to beat the Lions, but it's proven especially tough when they're coming off of a loss. Detroit has now won 13 straight following a loss, the longest streak by any team over the last 15